Chapter 5, Armed with Optimism. After hearing the autoimmune diagnosis from the doctor, I was shaken from the news. But I was also hopeful. I had, after all, certified as an herbalist in my 20s. I had heard of remarkable cases of recovery. I believed miraculous results were possible. I had heard first-hand accounts of the body's ability to heal and recover from many conditions using the power of herbs. I refused to believe that illness is incurable. I refused to believe I was powerless in this equation. I was committed to my own recovery. I had also seen the placebo documentaries in class, showing the unexplained remissions and healing of the body through the power of the mind. I also knew that you find what you look for. If you don't believe you can recover, you will dismiss the people and the resources that can help you. If you believe that healing isn't possible, you will dismiss the clues that point you in the right direction. But if you keep an open mind, your brain becomes primed to recognize the answers when they show up for you. So I had on my I can do this hat, and I dug into research. I looked online at the approved sites first. What was lupus, an autoimmune disease? Lupus is classified as an autoimmune disorder where the body's own immune system attacks the body's skin, organs, and soft tissues. The immune system's job is to recognize foreign invaders and protect the body from intruding bacteria and viruses. The body has a system of coding the immune cells to recognize what is a foreign invader and what is the body's cells. In lupus, somehow, the immune cells don't distinguish the body's own tissues, and the immune cells attack the body. In this condition, the immune system is on overdrive, which also creates flu-like symptoms of exhaustion, fatigue, inflammation, and skin rashes. There are hundreds of different kinds of autoimmune disorders, categorized mostly by the symptoms they create. In type 1 diabetes, the body doesn't make insulin because the immune system targets the pancreas. In Crohn's disease, the immune system attacks the colon. In Hashimoto's, the immune system attacks the thyroid. In lupus, the immune system targets the body's soft tissues, as in organs and skin, and the list goes on. Immune disorders affect more than 32 million people in the United States, and according to statistics, the numbers are on the rise. As I researched, I was shocked to find out how common chronic illness actually is. The Center for Disease Control says that as of 2012, half of American adults, that's 1 in 2 people, have some form of chronic illness. I didn't realize how big this problem was. That's half of the American population. And 1 in 5 people have an autoimmune condition, and the numbers of autoimmune diagnoses are on the rise. Autoimmune is the 3rd most common category of disease in the United States after cancer and heart disease. Chronic illness also accounts for 86% of U.S. healthcare costs. If chronic illness and autoimmune disorders are this rampant in our culture, what is it that we are doing that is creating this level of epidemic? Why was this so widespread? I wanted to find out what factors were creating such widespread illness. I remembered from my nutrition studies in college, we looked at the areas of disease and diet around the world. The nutrition course recognized that Americans had higher cases of diabetes, heart disease, and cancer than any other area of the world. The research showed that as other areas of the world adopted the American diet, these other countries not only gained more weight, but also showed an increase in American diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and chronic illnesses. Cases of autoimmune are higher in the United States and England than in any other country. What are we doing as Americans that are creating this statistic? The diet seemed like a likely suspect. What are we doing in our culture, in our food, and in our society that was causing and contributing to this epidemic of chronic illness and autoimmune disorders? I remembered from my studies as an herbalist in my 20s, the foundation of natural health is to eat whole foods and minimize processed foods to create a base foundation of health. One quote from the founder, Dr. John R. Christopher of the School of Natural Healing, echoed in my mind. Let food be your medicine. In working with herbal remedies, your foundation of health comes from what you eat consistently, and a healthy diet is an essential foundation for natural remedies and herbal cures to work effectively. It wasn't enough to just have junk food diet and then throw some herbal remedies on top. In my training as an herbalist and nutritional vitologist, it emphasized that the foods you eat are the building blocks of your body. Food is foundational to how the body operates. Your body takes in food and then secretes saliva, digestive juices, and enzymes to break down the food into nutrient particles. The body then absorbs these nutrients and uses them as building blocks to create new cells, repair damages, and grow new tissues. So you literally are what you eat. I had heard countless stories of people healing the body through eating a regenerative diet, which was largely plant-based with whole foods and limiting processed foods like grains, sugar, and dairy. In the words of Dr. Christopher, if you plant your food in the yard and it won't grow, it's not food. Only eat what will grow. Whole foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, grains, and seeds. Want better health? Eat better food, right? I got this. I've done the regenerative diet before, so it shouldn't be a problem, I thought to myself. I started by making the changes I knew how to do first. I changed my diet, I cut out processed foods that had crept into my busy life in school while I was studying. I cleaned out the freezer of the microwavable instant foods. I cleaned my cupboards of the sugar and bakery items. Yes, sugar was a weakness. Oh yes, I liked my cookies, but if I wanted to improve my situation, I had to make the changes. I could commit to returning to whole foods eating. I knew it was important. And I thought humans are resourceful. We're intelligent, we're smart. We figure things out. Somewhere, someone had surely faced an autoimmune and overcame it through natural methods, so I continued to research. And I found it. A woman diagnosed with lupus was cured. I saw the newspaper article. She had been interviewed by a television station in Arkansas. There was a picture of her in the newspaper standing next to her wheelchair. Okay, this is great. I dove into digesting the article. Come to find out, she had stopped eating potatoes. Great, that was it, no potatoes. Wait, I wasn't eating any potatoes. A family member sent me more articles. Someone else stopped drinking artificial sweeteners and their symptoms improved. But I was already not drinking any artificial sweeteners. I wasn't drinking soda pop, diet products, or sugar-free foods. My diet was fairly healthy already. My spirits fell. It was disappointing that I wasn't finding good answers. My boyfriend John was so supportive. He joined the search online and found a woman who had been cured of lupus. She had an online downloadable book. This is exactly what I'm looking for. I thought. I dove in to read her story. As it turned out, she had gone to Canada to work with a faith healer, and she was cured overnight in a single session. Again, disappointment clouded over hope. Her story gave me nothing. Healing through faith sounded like a pipe dream, and I felt even more frustrated. I had heard of faith healers. I believed it was possible, but it also seemed so random. Why are some people healed and others are not? Why does God grant wishes for some and shun the prayers of others? And if you didn't heal, then what does that mean about you? That you didn't have the faith? It was like an ironic twist. Faith healers could charge money and say it's all up to your own faith. It just didn't sit right with me. The rest of the book contained a bunch of healthy food recipes, but I already knew all that. She was promoting a healthy diet, ironically, something she hadn't tried because she was healed by faith. But she would toss a crumb as if to say, "Here, eat healthy, I've heard it works." As I did more research, I felt more disappointed and disillusioned. I dug into my herbal books, videos, research papers, scanning through my notes. There had to be something for lupus. Leafing through my notes and binders, I finally found it, an herbal formula for autoimmune diseases. I was saved. I added the 2 herbs to my smoothie every day and took it religiously, morning and night. I was certain this would do it. All my body needed was a little extra support, and herbs were the ticket. I had seen firsthand the amazing power of herbs to heal. I learned to use herbs to stop flus, colds, rashes, and more. I had created salves to pull out infections that worked quicker than the commercial ointments. I'd used herbs for skin care, healing ulcers, clearing sinus infections, and stopping strep throat in less than 24 hours. Ever since my herbal training, herbs were my first go-to. I could do this. This was my ticket. This I could believe in. Faithfully, every morning I made my smoothie with my 2 herbs and set off to work. But the results I expected didn't come. In fact, as the week progressed, I felt worse and worse. The aches in my joints that were manageable at the beginning of the week became so bad within just a few days that by the end of the week, I could barely walk. Every joint of my body ached with any movement. Getting out of bed became a chore. I felt creaky, exhausted, and even hopeless. I'm too young to feel this old, I thought. I'm only 33. As I limped through my house to the phone, I had clients to see. I had just opened my practice as an NLP coach and hypnotherapist, and I couldn't hardly function. With my tail tucked between my legs, I hobbled over to the phone and dialed Dr. Nelson. Hello? Hi, Dr. Nelson. I just can't take the natural route anymore. I can't live like this. The herbs aren't working. I want to try medical treatment. Okay, I'll get you that prescription for prednisone to you, she said, and we wrapped up the call. Within 24 hours of getting the prescription and taking prednisone, the achiness started to subside. It was like the prednisone was unlocking my energy and I started to feel better. By day 3, I could move easier, my joints were working again, and the pain was gone. I could walk, I was feeling better and better, and energy, oh, the energy. As the days passed, I had even more energy. I started waking up early at 5 a.m. I used the time to clean and organize my office. I still had boxes at John's that I hadn't unpacked yet. We had set up a desk for my computer in an office space. John's acreage was lush and green and wild, and the deer wandered across the lawn every morning. Then 5 a.m. became 4 a.m. It was exciting to have so much energy. I could just get more done. Although I was waking up earlier, it was remarkable that I just wasn't feeling tired or groggy. By the end of the week of prednisone, I had felt terrific. I loved prednisone. Waking up early was an extra bonus. It was going to be okay. I could do this.